Welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa. I am 52 years old. I thought I would take those of you who are interested in skincare line reviews, as well as some of the current products that are out there in terms of Retin, Stevia cream, as well as Botox, vitamin C esters, what vitamin A really is, how it affects the skin, and I would review some of the current lines that are out there, as well as some of the products that I have used in the past. So my background is that I am an esthetician. I have worked for a dermatologist, and certainly have some insight into some of the products that are currently being used, and we will go through. I am certainly somebody who does use Botox. I am somebody who uses the vitamin A, Stevia cream, tretinoin cream. Same idea, just a basic vitamin A, basically. I will go through some of the products that relate to hydroquinone, because as you get older, sometimes your pigment, your melanin, you start to develop brown spots on the skin, and how to combat that kind of thing. There's other products out there, as I say, that have a lot of value on the skin as well, such as alpha-lipoic acid. I really felt that I benefited from that one. Everybody's going to be a little bit different. Our skin types are all, going to vary in range from dry to normal to oily, and certainly the T-zone tends to be a very oily spot for a lot of people, and so you would treat those things differently. There's also an element that relates around your complexion. Someone like myself who has quite a fair complexion, light eyes, that kind of thing, means that I'm also much more susceptible to a lot more damage, environmental damage with sun, and certainly the elements, cold, that kind of thing. So any kind of extremes in temperature have to be contended with, with your skincare line. Otherwise, you have a lot more issues that may be much more long-standing in terms of cancers and those kinds of things, because as I say, if you're doing a lot of outdoor sports or a lot of outdoor activities, hiking and so on, you want to be young, you want to be fit, you want to be able to still maintain some level of health and benefit. Those things come into play if you're not considerate or mindful of how to care for your skin. So again, my background is esthetician, so I'm going to draw upon that for some of the information to answer some of your questions, if anybody has any comments or queries, and certainly the experience that I've had in working for a dermatologist and some of the products that I've used in those realms. So again, Botox is something I use. It's not something I've used I'm going to say once a year, maybe once every 2 years. I'm somebody who's very conservative in the way that I treat my skin. I'm a little afraid to go under a needle or anything like that, or under a knife or something along that line. Needles I already have a bit of a paranoia about, but certainly going under the knife for any kind of massive procedure would be a little difficult for me to wrap my head around. So I'm going to try to do what I can in maintaining what I've got, so that I age in a softer way, I guess is what I'm trying to get at here. I'm not trying to turn back the hands of time, 20 or 30 years, although that would be great too. But I'm certainly just trying to age in a graceful way, and hopefully this is something that is advantage or benefit to you as well. So again, I will go through some of the products that I have encountered. I've used a variety of products over the years, and there is definitely some very strong variances between the lines. A lot of people think that they don't need to use an expensive line because of, they're still getting the same benefit of hydration with a cheaper line, and that might be fine to a degree, but there's also some benefits to using some of the higher end products, because a lot of times they have ingredients that help to introduce it into the skin better, so there may be less reaction. They are also products that can help to get it down into the deeper layers of the skin. So when you're just dealing with the topical layers on the dermis, your skin may feel hydrated with, just using a basic glycerin type moisturizer, but it may not be a benefit in softening wrinkles over a long period of time. And as well, some of us tend to have more expression. And so when there's a lot of expression, there's a lot more aging. When you have a longer neck, for example. And this is something I still have to work on for that area, because I focused so much more on my face over the years that I didn't really draw a lot of attention to other areas. And this is something I just want to, to make you aware of, that there are things that you have to consider, as far as, when you have longer or shorter neck, that, just indirectly as well, that also can mean that you also have more impairment. As far as, even on the level of an accident, if a person has an accident, when you've got a longer neck, those are things that also can mean that you're more prone to whiplash and those kinds of things. So it's the same idea, when it comes to skincare, you still have to treat your neck differently. And again, this is something I'm contending with right now, but hopefully over the course of the videos, I will have that under control to a certain degree. So when you have a longer neck, you're more prone to wrinkles and lines and that kind of thing. Certainly I do have some issues with hydrating. I'm not a big fan of water, which is certainly something that will help you keep your skin more elastic, and you have a better glow about you when you are better hydrated. But I also do take things like collagen, and again, there's some limitations as to how far a product can go into the skin as well. And even if it does go further enough into the skin, is it being washed away through into the bloodstream and just absorbed, because your body is a machine, right? So it basically transfers things out that are a little bit more foreign to it. But again, there's other products that are out there like hyaluronic acid, saline, that kind of thing, that are often injected into the skin, but we also have that in our skin, so they're more readily accepted into the skin. And again, there are molecules that are larger, and so they're a little harder to penetrate into the skin, so they stay more heavy based on the surface, as I mentioned, with glycerin products and that kind of thing, or a lot of baby oils and that stuff, which you don't want to be using on your skin. But nonetheless, I'm just trying to draw a reference here. So some of the larger molecules sit more on the skin, and also cause your skin to block, so that there's not a lot of air flowing through. There's more chance for the sebum, which is the oil in your skin naturally, to clog up. And certainly, again, there are some things that you would want to be aware of in terms of exfoliation. The skin that you had when you were 20 is not going to be the skin that you have in your 50s. Exfoliation is a very important part of keeping your skin glowing or healthy or pink, or just has more color, more exuberance, and more illumination. That's why a lot of these products, cosmetic products that come out, are, luminescent, and they help to give your skin a little bit more of a shine. But what about, the skin that isn't being exfoliated, so it looks duller, it looks flatter, it doesn't have as much pink or vibrancy? Those are things that you want to be considerate of as well. So again, that's what this channel will be about. If you're interested in that, please follow along, please subscribe. I will be putting out regular videos in regards to different product lines. I have recently acquired a product through the mail. I used to live in Vancouver, but and so I currently now live in Calgary, but I did send away for a product line that came from Vancouver, and this is called Riversol. So it's a 15-day sample kit, and I will be trying that, and it's a cleanser serum and a moisturizer. So, I'll give you some kind of a rundown as to, how cleansers affect your skin. A lot of people are still into the soap and water routine. That's not necessarily ideal. And I'll give you some of the rundown of, why it's not ideal, and how you can better adjust your skincare line to better suit your personal needs. And because, as I say, we're all very different. I have a fair skin, and somebody who has a darker complexion, olive skin, may be more inclined to use a different type of regime than someone, as they say, with a lighter complexion. There's a lot more damage that can be done to lighter complexions in a shorter period of time, cancers included. So these are things that you want to be aware of as well, because some of the products that are out there, such as I mentioned, with the Retin products, they do make you a little more photosensitive, which means that you do have, the more exposed to sunlight you are, It's kind of a double-edged sword there. When you're fair-skinned, being exposed to the sun directly anyway can cause a lot of damage, and certainly those that are using Retin A can also be a lot more sensitive to the sun, because the skin is getting thinner on one level, but exfoliates quite well on another. And it also helps to even out skin tone. There's all kinds of other benefits with Retin A. But again, we'll be doing the Riversol, and you want to be careful too with some of the products that you use with Retin A, also known as tretinoin and stevia A cream, that kind of thing. And again, there's some variations on that too, because there are gels, there are creams. So again, you want to be careful what it is that you're using. People that are more acne prone tend to be using products that are more gel based, and people that have drier skin and are older would be using more cream based. So when you go in to see your doctor and he gives you a product that says stevia A, you want to make sure it has cream. If you're 50 plus or even 40, into your 40s, that kind of thing, these are all really relevant elements which family doctors won't necessarily have a lot of information on. There are different grades of stevia A cream, 0.05, 0.025, 0.10, that kind of thing. So there's a long-standing use of this product in particular, and that's why it's been around for so long. In some of the cheaper products, I know there's a Walmart Jameson's or whatever has a version of the vitamin A, but again, a lot of these products have other ingredients in them that minimize some of the effectiveness of that specific ingredient or the active ingredient. But again, we'll go through some of the reviews. I've used Neutrogena, and again, I'm going to be using the Riversol. So I'm going to start with the Riversol, and I'll go through all the other ones as time permits in the videos here. But the Riversol 15-day sample kit, as I say, has a cleanser serum and a moisturizer. And I may do a little stop in to let you know how it's reacting with my skin. I do use Retin A on a regular basis, but my skin's very adapted to it, so I no longer have any issues. And not that I ever really did anyway. I'm somebody that always used it on a progressive, conservative basis. I didn't just do full application every day, twice a day, and wait till I had sloughing and putting it around my eyes, because you want to be careful in the areas that you do place products like that. It's just that you're more reactive. There is some other products that help to counteract that as well. When you get an overreaction, your skin is overly sensitive. And again, fairer skin types tend to have more sensitivities with things like this. If you are doing things like waxing, but again, there's other products now that, have taken the place of waxing for the skin on the eyebrows or whatever it might be. These can also make you much more sensitive when you're using certain types of products, and you might overreact on that basis as well. So we'll go through all of those things. But again, 15 days, I will be going through the Riversol review, and then I will go through some of the other products that are out there as well that I've used, which I have used quite a few. So I just had a birthday, so now that I moved into 110, I figure I better start, being a little more aggressive versus just conservative. I'm not comfortable going under the knife or doing anything surgically. I'm going to try to prevent that as long as I possibly can. But in the meantime, I thought I would help you along that journey as well. So please stay tuned. And as I said, if you like the video and you're very much interested in anti-aging products, or you want to contribute something on your own, please, put something down in the comments, and try to keep it encouraging. Everybody, I mean, we're all on this trajectory of age together, and so what one person's experience with a product is not necessarily going to be the same with another. But again, if you have any questions in terms of skincare, as far as even with the aesthetic background that I have, please feel free to ask ask in the comments, as well as I say, we'll go through product reviews as well. Have a great day. Everybody stay safe, and looking forward to touching base.